What's up, guys? Luca here. Luca Teal. Yeah. Yes, the Ashen one, the Ashen Lucario, the Ashen Luca. It's me. I'm here with another show. Nautical's not going to be here because he's got to work. So it's just going to be us three. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing and hearing everyone's thoughts about the fantastic news that came out this week after we had our little, our little RIP Xbox podcast, you know what I'm saying? Like, some news came out and we finally got some clarification on a couple of things, though I do feel a left was left out. But before we get into that, I can go ahead and introduce Singer.
What up?
All right, and then Slow.
Sup? Hi.
All right, so it is official. Microsoft is bringing some Xbox exclusive games to PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch. Says the article from The Verge. Now, I watched the Xbox podcast, which I don't normally watch these things. I'm not going to lie. Like, it takes something special. Okay. It takes something interesting enough to get me to sit down and actually listen to it. And I must say, I really did enjoy the interview. I do find Phil Spencer a very compelling speaker. You know, as you guys already know, he's one of my favorite liars. And I think the interviewer, I think she did a really good job. I felt like she was asking the questions people wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying? And people wanted to know the answers to. So I thought she did a fantastic job. You know, I'm glad that there was no glass cliff situation going on, and regardless of however we all may spin it and may discuss it, the backlash, I think the backlash did help. I think that the conversation would have been very different if people hadn't gotten as upset as they had gotten if the information had not been leaked, a plan leak, which is what I've been hearing, right? So yeah, like, this concept of a plan hearing, that is. So it's just kind of like, plan leak, you know what I'm saying? So it's just it's been a really, really interesting couple of weeks so far. Very fun, a fun couple of weeks in my opinion. I do like when there's some major news like this. I find it quite engaging and quite interesting. So far we know that the games coming out from Xbox to PlayStation, and these games were not announced on the podcast. They came out soon after that information came out soon after the podcast. You guys got to remember the podcast is pre-recorded. So, them saying like, oh, we're not going to announce it now. They probably just changed their mind throughout the course of the week, right? But that being said, the games that we got are Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Sea of Thieves, and Grounded. Spencer, like Phil's claimed, I think he said, what did he say? He's like, these were never really games that we had
that one's specifically for the smaller ones, Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment.
Yeah,
which you wouldn't. Yeah, he is correct on that, because you wouldn't put them as your flagship games to sell your console. They're just little extras, They're not Halo or Gears or Forza.
Oh my gosh.
And then Phil said, as far as things are right now, they don't have any plans on putting all of their first party title on PlayStation. But Phil did also say in the interview that he could see the industry not having exclusives in like 10 years, right? Which just
you have to be careful with the wording of that, because he then followed it up with singular console exclusives. And I agree, because as he said then after that, he said console and PC, consoles, PC and mobile, console, PC and cloud. Basically, the amount of just this exclusive is only available to this console instead of this console and PC, for example. Which PlayStation
I feel
wants to go that way.
That is a fair comment, but I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. If you think that these are the only 4 games going, which I'm sure you don't think that.
No.
I'm saying I'm saying I know you don't think that. I'm saying I know you don't think that. I'm saying for anyone who doesn't think that, considering Phil Spencer's philosophy on things, I can definitely envision more games from the Xbox first party going over the PlayStation, which is why I said, I was like, he did say, and I understand what you're saying, Singer, but if it was simply just the console as in one in PC, then these 4 games wouldn't be going over the PlayStation in the first place. Okay?
Yep.
If he had his way, there would be no exclusives. Okay?
I think though the 5 to 10 years was in a general sense, because he said in it you will see less singular console exclusives, which I agree with. You'll see more games will
Oh
be
my
on PC
gosh.
and consoles than just consoles.
And
Is what
I
I'm
I
saying.
understand that. I definitely understand that for sure. Okay, Singer Slow, I'm sorry. You've been huffing, puffing.
Because it's silly. It's silly. What do we the losers are telling everyone where the industry's going. Shut up.
I mean,
You're losers. Like of course, like why would anyone take what you have to say as the gospel? Oh
well,
yeah,
I mean,
the
wait a second.
industry
Hold
must
on.
be
Are you
going this
hang on.
direction.
you don't agree with him? We've seen a more prevalence of more first party games going to PC.
We do see that.
Yeah.
But what this mentality that like they're not. It's the only reason he said that is to try to impart a mentality to the consumers that these exclusives aren't that important anymore. So you don't like so us putting our 4 games over there, a switch that no one else is doing because we're losing and we're not selling consoles the way we like to, and Game Pass isn't selling the way we like to. This isn't that bad. That's what he's trying to say, and it's just like, I mean, I see through you, dude. Like we've been through this before. 2016, Quantum Break. Hey, it's just Quantum Break. We're not putting any other games on PC right now. What happened right after that? You started putting everything on PC. Like, shut up.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but it's not just him saying that, you know? It's
Yes, I have to get.
PlayStation's new the person who's acting as dude, I don't fucking know. You know what I'm talking about, Singer.
I know. Right.
Toka.
Don't even bother trying to say the name.
I
You
am
know how
not.
you would
I
always
am,
No,
I am not going to say the guy's name. It's the
because he
COO of
can't.
Sony.
Okay.
yes, but
I
he
can
told
say his
you
name.
where
I don't want
not.
to.
PlayStation.
I don't
Slomo,
want to.
here's the problem with
You
your
don't know
logic,
how
and you
to.
have to get called out
Ain't
on
not a
it.
problem
You
with
have
my
to get
logic.
No, there is, because
I'm
PlayStation
always right.
themselves,
Past 3
PlayStation
weeks.
themselves, who is the winner, right? They said explicit they're going to PC as well with their exclusives. So
Yeah.
that comes back to the games will no longer be just on console.
Okay, is
but on
Nintendo doing that,
console and
though?
PC.
Is Nintendo doing it?
Nintendo's an anomaly. I don't know.
No, it's an anomaly because it doesn't fix your argument.
No, Nintendo doesn't do anything that anyone else does.
That's true.
The reason PlayStation has to do it is because their profit margin is absolutely shit. For
And
the
that's different.
COO of PlayStation.
That is different than Xbox, who is sucking. They're not selling consoles. PlayStation is selling consoles. Xbox is not. PlayStation is selling hardware.
But
I understand that, but like this concept of Phil is trying to dictate how the industry goes. I'm like, and he's full. Hold on. He's trying to dictate how the industry goes, and he's full of shit when it's like PlayStation's current leadership themselves has said the same thing. I mean, I do think it's complete. I don't think we're gonna see 0 exclusives in the future because of Nintendo. I do agree with that. But I do think that there is going to be, as we've already seen, a continuous trend of seeing first party titles appear on more than one platform. You know, I don't think that's him just talking out of his ass. And that's me saying, like I said, known liar, one of my favorite liars, Phil Spencer. But I think he's on the mark when it at least comes to this particular topic. A shout out to me, Puppet, who's been a member for 36 months. What's up, my guy?
Let me further proof that Phil's talking out of his ass. Yeah, Helldivers 2 is doing great. Why is that game now on Xbox? Are you serious? Why is it not on? You know why it's now on Xbox, Phil?
Yes.
Like,
Okay.
hello?
Yes. He knows why it's not on Xbox, but also come back to the point. Don't argue something else. The point was
It's the same
you will see. No, he said you will see less exclusives in the next 5 to 10 years that are only available on a single console. That would be true because they would be on another platform. They wouldn't just be on PlayStation, they'd be on PlayStation and PC. Therefore, it is not a singular. It is more than
one. It has
one.
nothing to do with them putting games to PlayStation. PC is a different market than the console market. So them putting their games on PC, it does not prove his point. Because no, it doesn't prove his point because it's a completely separate market. There are PC gamers that are never going to buy consoles.
No, I understand.
You don't own any of these consoles, Singer. So there are PC gamers that are not interested in that in a closed system. There are console gamers that will refuse to spend the kind of money that's going to take to get the same experience on PC. They are different markets.
I hear what you're saying for sure, but I mean, like that doesn't negate what he said. He said platforms. He didn't say console specifically. He said platform.
What I am talking about and what we are talking about is them putting their games on PlayStation. We are definitely having different conversations because I keep repeating the same things. Y'all keep acting like no.
I keep repeating myself as well. I feel like we're having two different conversations, brother. I feel like we're having two different conversations.
You're talking about what Phil said.
I am talking about what the whole point of the whole Xbox business event was about. It was about them putting their games on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation.
But the original argument, the start of this, was you had an issue with what Phil said about the 5 to 10 years and the multiple platforms. So coming back to that, instead of arguing that, then yes, I'm correct.
No,
because he specifically said in the next 5 to 10 years, exclusives to one platform will be less prevalent. More games will be on more than one platform.
I would say
disagree.
I disagree. I disagree because it's going to be no. It's going to be. I disagree because it's going to be no different than it is right now. PlayStation is already going. Hey, still talking. Thanks.
I think you need to.
PlayStation is still. No, honestly. I'm trying to speak, and y'all.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Me off.
You know, you have been cutting us off as well. It's not just one way, so it's just like, let's just chill. Let's all take a deep breath.
Okay.
Take it down a notch. Okay, just take a deep breath.
Okay.
Take it down a notch. All right. This isn't DPS. All right. We're not gonna jump you or call you any sort of names. Okay, or act like you're dumb.
Well, that's not. That wasn't supposed to happen on DPS either. So
I'm just saying, like, you know, there was an anomalous occurrence that happened on your show this past week. You know, so.
Look. I forgot what the hell I was about to say. Well, let me. Okay, yeah. Singer asked me if it's going to be different. I'm saying it's not going to be any different because PlayStation is already. If this was 5 years ago and Phil Spencer said that, then yes, it will be different because 5 years ago PlayStation wasn't doing what they're doing right now. What Xbox is doing when it comes to putting their games on PC, they've been doing that, right? PlayStation started doing that as well. Their COO saying they are being more aggressive in that sense does not necessarily mean like right away they're going to start doing day and date for single player games on PC. You can interpret that, but there's a whole lot of leeway with that. They could just mean they're shortening the time frame, the delay from PlayStation 5 to PC from a year or two to maybe 6 months to a year to make sure they get that revenue sooner. And definitely with the success of Helldivers 2 on PC, we definitely can see that they may be extremely considering going day and day on single player games in the future. But that still doesn't change the fact that they've been said their whole slate was going to PC. And timed exclusive is really exclusive. It's just timed. It's still for the streets. It's still going to other platforms. So all their games were going anyway. So no, nothing has changed. And Nintendo's not going to change what they're doing, as you already said. So 5 to 10 years, they're still doing what they're doing when it comes to PC. PlayStation is still doing what they're doing when it comes to PC. Nintendo still ain't putting their games on PC, and they still showing up there emulated and running better as usual. The only difference here is that now one platform is putting their games on their direct competition in the console market.
Okay, so no one here said it would be right away. 5 to 10 years is not right away. It is 5 to 10 years. And all me and Singer are commenting on is that this concept of games being solely exclusive to one platform will be less prevalent. It doesn't mean that it will stop existing entirely. It doesn't mean that it's going to be every single title. It just means less prevalent, which means not as often as it is right now. I do believe that there is a possibility that he is correct in his assessment, given what's his name? Oh my god, let me look up this guy's name.
Tololo Dokiyokyo.
No,
come on, you don't know how to say his name, slow mo.
I look, it's close. Hold on.
It's Totoki Hiroki. Okay, it's a Toki Hiroki-san. All right. Totoki
Hiroki.
Okay, Totoki Hiroki. So Totoki-san.
I'm just gonna call him Toto. Everybody gonna know what Toto is.
Okay, that might be. I don't know. I don't know if that might be some like cultural insensitive sort of thing.
Okay, Hiroki. Can I just call him Hiroki?
Hiroki is Hiroki is easier to say for you.
All right, Hiroki. I like Hiroki. I like him. He's straight to the point. He ain't beating around the bush. He ain't doing the way these other PlayStation executives have been when they try to coddle the ponies. Hey, we just testing things out. The same thing Phil Spencer say. He be like, be being more aggressive over there. Maybe we're gonna do more of that. We like that. We like that money.
Like the thing is, though, if you notice his other roles, because he's only the interim SIE, he is the big boy, second in command to Yoshida at Sony, main Sony HQ. So this guy is the I don't fuck around guy at Sony, and of course he's come in, and as he said in his statements, he was like, "They make great games, but they don't understand business. The profit margins are shit."
I did want to
say that. I think
I did want to say real quick. I do think, again, since he is only the interim and he's only acting, this isn't like anything that's set in stone. But I will say that the success of Helldivers on PC and PlayStation, with PC being over PlayStation, right? Like it's leading it in terms of player base. I do think that it makes his perspective more likely. Now, again, Nintendo is anomalous, but Nintendo, they have been in the game for longer than everybody, correct? And they will probably, who was it that said that they would survive all of us? I don't know.
I can't remember.
I think, okay, you know what? It might have been a conversation I was having with Autumn, but what I'm saying is just like, I just think that we don't really know where this industry is going to be in 5 to 10 years. Like 5 to 10 years ago, none of us would have ever imagined that PlayStation would put any other first party on PC. You know what I'm saying? So now, like, they did, even though this isn't like a first party title, they did have like a concurrent release. So I think it's definitely possible to see a switch in regards to how they tackle the market. Nintendo will always have exclusives because that works the best for them. I do think that at the end of the day, they did a lot of corporate speak, and I do really enjoy hearing Phil speak. Right, like I think he's just favorite liar. Trained with the Benny Gesserit himself. You know what I'm saying? I think overall, what happened is that the information leaked, be it a planned leak or because Xbox sucks at holding things in, like they just tell everybody everything, right?
Probably both.
Or, perhaps both, right? I think the reaction from the community and from the media was the correct reaction. Everyone had a public outcry. The public outcry had them reconsidering things, all right? And now they decided, okay, everyone has jumped to this conclusion about what games we're going to release. They've heard things from our many insiders about what games are going to release. We're gonna slide it in gently, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna hit them with the hi-fi rush sentiment.
Just the tip,
Just the tip, you know what I'm saying?
We'll see how we like it,
See how they like
it.
Kind
of hold it there for a second, then then half the shaft. Half the shaft. Yeah, we still good. We still good. Let's go full
Let's just go
throttle.
all the way, and then ground it. So
Hmm.
instead of just shoving it all in, they decide to ease it in, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely think that because it's these 4 titles in particular, everyone has just been like, "Oh, okay, well, that's not that big of a deal." Oh, yeah, it's not. And it's just it's slowly conditioning their user base, which they've been doing this for years now, but it's slowly conditioning
Uh-huh.
their fan base into being okay with them releasing games on PlayStation.
Yep.
Okay,
If you
so
think about like 3 weeks ago, right? When Nate the Hate said, and everyone that called that man everything but a child of God, they ain't apologized yet, right? But like his initial statement was, I've heard he didn't even say a name, a game. He said there's a high profile game that's coming to PlayStation and Switch, and people was like, "You lying garbage piece of whatever," right? And then it was just like, that's never going to happen. They're not doing that. And then there was more rumors. Then there was more rumors. And then once it got to whether control leak or not, where everybody was like, it was Starfield, it was the Marcus Phoenix collection that they even announced yet. It's not even out yet. It's everything. And then when it got kind of drawn back, and then like a lot of the insiders and influencers were all like, acting like they weren't the first ones freaking out.
oh yeah, trying to gaslight us. Trying to
you
gaslight
guys,
us.
you guys are so weird.
100%
I mean, I'm just like, you guys
I
overreacted.
can't
Like
believe that you guys were
we ain't got the
believe us.
tweets, you dick, you dickhead. Like we got your tweets of you freaking out first, dummy. But anyway, once it was like, oh, hey, guys, it's just Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves. Everyone's like, oh, just that's it. They should have been did this, and it's just like, wait, what? Because like, I was told by so many people that ain't happening. And if you know what, why are you even talking about? Why are you even addressing these silly rumors? You should just wait until they tell us. And if they tell us that stuff, I'm with you. Outrage, yeah, outrage. That's crazy. Now it is exactly what we initially thought it was. Well, it makes sense. Yeah, this is the future. PlayStation is going to do this eventually too. They're going to put their games on the Xbox. Yeah. This. They're just ahead of the curve. No. You're
So
just
go ahead, Singer.
you're just a corporate glory hole. That's all. This is what you are.
No, it's like both sides, both PlayStation and the Xbox side. It's like, oh no, it's only going to be 4 games. All the games are coming to PlayStation. And for the PlayStation side, all your games are coming to PC day and date. Like they've already started the process because first of all they said no games are coming to PlayStation, games are coming to PlayStation. Then over on PlayStation side they said no games will ever come to PC, games come to PC. So every time you back up the statements, they do something the complete opposite. So how about when they make an announcement, you go, okay, cool, that's probably gonna happen. This is the way it's gonna be, because they keep proving both sides wrong by making the same moves. And with this Hiroki news for this Hiroki guy now, the only way to increase revenue is by putting your games on PC. And they looked at what Helldivers 2 did, and they're like, okay. And there we go. Day and date will be coming for PlayStation at some point. I believe that. Because they want to increase their profit margins. And that's a good way to do it. So there we go. All your Xbox games will be on PlayStation. All your PlayStation games will be on PC. Therefore, just get a PC, because getting a PC means you get the best of all worlds. There we go.
Yeah.
Job done.
All right. So I wanted to say, what's up, Capono, Storm, Gregor, Leaky, Erotimus, Michael, Lynch, Troyski. How's it going, baby? Shadow, Ripper, Brain cells on fire. Christ in heaven. I can't read. Pillsbury, True Bleed, Guardian, Iman, John the Don. Fonz, man, I'm so sorry to hear about what happened, dude. You got to get a lock on your wheel, a lock on your tires, my guy. Get
What
that
happened?
car cover. He got his car back from the shop after someone did break into it and tried to steal it. He got his car back from the shop, and they did the exact same thing the same night.
Damn. Yo, somebody targeting you, man. You gotta, I don't know, set up a camera somewhere or something. I don't know. But that sucks, bro. That sucks, man.
I would be so angry.
That's gotta be awful.
And that was actually my fear when I first got my car back, because I didn't have any of like measures to keep them from taking it again if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So I was really concerned that first night I had my car back, but thankfully nothing happened. Police are doing their fucking job, shockingly enough. But anyway, sorry to
He
hear
said
about that, man.
he said he got a PlayStation dude after him. Man, that's some crazy retaliation, bro. He probably already knows the guy. The guy's probably on Twitter sending him messages like, "Hey, how's your car?"
It was me. It was me all along.
That's right.
What's up?
Keep talking that shit about PlayStation.
Keep talking that shit, man. Wish you were here, Nautical. Really do. Really wish you were here, my guy. Blade X, Glinser, Miko, Sycamore, my guy. Guys, what's up? What's up? If I haven't said hi, say hi.
Sycamore in the house. What's up? That's the homie.
Oh, what's up, Autumn? What's up, Lil Sis? What's up, Saber? What's up, Hurricane, Karan, Lino, my guy? How y'all doing today? I hope we're doing good. Ronald, what's going on? Well, you know what else they need? They're taking the airbags out of Honda Civic.
Honda
if you got a
Honda,
Hyundai or a Kia, just fucking get rid of that car. Just get rid of it, man. Just get rid of the car, okay? It's not worth it. It's just not fucking worth the stress, okay? I'm getting rid of my car eventually. So, but yeah, so, Singer, if you want to keep going. Got anything else?
The end of the pitch was going to be, the only thing to take away from this is get yourself a PC at some point, because all the games will be available to play on there, so that'll be the best place to play. So go get yourself one.
This is something that me and Singer have been locking step on for years now. That's the only thing that we probably agree on is that, yo, buy a PC, bro. Buy
all the PlayStation games, all the Nintendo's games are there. All the PlayStation games will be there at some point.
And then you got the exclusive games that are on PC all the time that console guys don't even know exist. So yeah.
Yeah, and like
just the best place.
Honestly speaking, like we all have PCs on here. You know, we have. Look, real quick, I bought a Rock Ally.
Look at the super chat. He called him Death's Finger.
What's up, Face 23 VKNY? I appreciate the big dono, my guys, saying Death's Finger. Put your money where your mouth is. I'll bet you $100 Wolverine will not be on PC day one. It won't.
It won't, and I won't make that bet. Now, if you tell me in 5 years a game coming out will be on PC day one, I'll make that bet in 5 years. Cool.
I would say, okay, so Wolverine's supposed to be 2026. It might get delayed a little into 2027. You know,
no, it's gonna be
Death's Finger. No, not Wolverine. Venom is.
Oh yeah. Venom I can see on PC. Yeah.
I mean, well, Venom, they're all going to PC, but I don't know if Venom's going to be day and day. Maybe not Venom, but I could probably see Wolverine day and day. I ain't putting no money on it. I mean,
no. The problem is, I'm giving it until next gen. So after this gen, they'll go day and day to PC. So 2028, probably.
Yeah, there was a rumor they were thinking about 2028 for the PS6.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
So 2028 actually is Spider-Man 3.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
I mean, yeah.
So Spider-Man 3 and X-Men. Oh, I can't wait for X-Men. It's gonna be great.
Oh man. It's gonna be glorious on PC. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't see it happening anytime soon. But yeah, I would give it. I'd give it the 10 years. I'd give it 10 years, and guess where we're gonna be? We're still gonna be doing the show. Okay, because you know how I said that if I'm not out of here by 30, I'm trapped. I guess I'm just gonna be here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
I will say this though, to go back to what Hiroki was saying about being more aggressive. I think he definitely was talking about getting a lot because there's still a number of the catalog that's not on PC right now. And remember, there was this rumor back in January that they were dropping like 6 games on PC this year, and I think initially a lot of people were just like, that's a lot in 1 year. I don't think so. But if he's talking about being more aggressive, that could be what he could have been alluding to with, I think the 6 games were, I mean, we know Until Dawn is one of those because they actually showed it. But there was Ghost of Tsushima, which I'm definitely going to cop that on PC. God of War Ragnarok, The Last of Us Part 2. There's 2 more games. Can't remember what the other 2 were. But those games, in addition to them probably shortening that delay from like the newer releases that then drop on PC, and then you got, of course, everything that's first party that's coming out this year from PlayStation is day and date on PC because they're all live service games. There's Helldivers 2. There's supposed to be Concord. That's a live service game, so that's day and date on PC. And then there is Fair Games, which is also going to be on there. Yeah, Autumn, thank you. Gran Turismo 7 was one of those games. There's one more game. It's because it was 6 games, but I can't remember what the other one was. But all those games coming out on PC, that makes a ton of sense. I think they're probably drooling to put Gran Turismo 7 on PC, considering, that's multiplayer and that's going to be on PC. And seeing what they did with Helldivers 2, they're probably like, they can't wait to drop the rest of these games to see if they can actually emulate the same success.
The thing is, from what his actual comments were, I'm more inclined to say day and date at some point, even on the single player games, will come. Just because he said, and I quote, proactively working on bringing more titles to other platforms as part of the profit margin growth plan. But then he said, in the past, as you all know, we wanted to popularize the console, and the first party title's main purpose was to make the console popular. But then, he said, there's a synergy to it. If you have a strong third-party content, not only with our console, but with other platforms like computers, a first party could be grown with multi-platform. And that can help operating profits to improve. So that's another one of what we're proactively working on. So he wants to increase profit margins and he sees PC. So he's even more of a numbers guy than Jim Ryan. It seems like he's like, how do we increase the profit margin? PC is the logical choice. Because he's speaking in the past tense of how he wanted to just make the console popular. He now wants to increase profit margins. So, he's telling you. Day and day is coming at some point.
I will also say that, Luca, you mentioned about how he's a little bit earlier, he's the interim CEO of PlayStation. I do think that based upon the direction they're going, whoever they do hire is going to be someone that's going to be on the same page with them with that direction as well. So anyone who thinks that like they think the new CEO is going to come in and like undo everything that they're currently doing right now, like think again, they wouldn't even hire someone who isn't on the same game plan as what they're currently on right now. They will hire someone that can do the job that's already being done and can keep the ship going and then and improve things from there. But they're not reverting back to anything they were doing before.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I definitely think that, and you know what's sad? It's because like games are just becoming astronomically expensive to create, which I still don't understand why they are spending so much fucking money. Like I still don't really get that, you know? I don't get it, because clearly you can have what is Helldivers? Is Helldivers even is that a AAA game?
No.
Yeah, you have
I don't believe it is. I
you
think
have
like
a game.
AA. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a game like Helldivers that's got I saw it had 300,000 concurrent players, dude, and it was successful. I don't think that they spent hundreds and millions of dollars on that game. So you can have a game like that and still be successful if you make it fun, because at the end of the day, people want to play games that are fun. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of these bigger publishers have lost that understanding. You get me?
Yeah, that's probably why the profit margins are because he's clearly concerned about it, hence he keeps pointing it out in his Q&A. It's clearly hit his radar that, yes, these studios are fantastic. He even throws Bungie under the bus.
As he should, honestly.
Which is hilarious.
As he should.
In his statements. But like, he says they're great talents, but they don't know the business side of it. Like, these studios don't know the business.
The shade is so funny. they're very talented. They know nothing about business, though. Clearly because they were about to go bankrupt before we bought them, and we gave them a poison pill contract where we're going to completely dissolve their board if they don't meet the very high demands of revenue that we have for them. It's just Great guys over there. We love them. Yeah, and it's funny, because this game is definitely it has surpassed Destiny 2's peak on Steam. I thought it was kind of funny. So I do wonder if Bungie's now going to start taking advice from Arrowhead Studios instead of Bungie giving advice to everyone else. Is that how it's going to work now? I don't know.
It might if this guy has his way, because he's clearly like, right, this needs to make business sense. You can no longer be spending 400 million, or if you're going to spend 400 million, that shit needs to be on PC day and date to get the profits we want. Because they're doing well, as he's pointed out in the earnings. 21 billion in revenue, 1.5 billion in profit. He's clearly not happy with it. So he's like, yo, we're spending all this money and we ain't getting much back. So
yeah,
I mean, who could blame him if one of your studios is spending 300+ million on a game? I mean,
yeah. Luca, can you give me like a couple of minutes? My pizza's here. The pizza's about to be here. I just need to listen out for. I'm in the basement, so I can't hear it like great. Sure. So I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So other than those 4 games. So what do you think, Singer? What do you think the next game will be after these 4?
I think it depends on how well these do.
Mm-hmm.
If they do, if they sell like hotcakes, you could probably see something a bit bigger. I would say more older games would come, because all these games seem to be older or smaller. Like Sea of Thieves was released in 2017. Grounded was 2020. Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment are small, but they really released recently. Last year, Hi-Fi Rush, and the year before that, Pentiment. So if I was going to have a guess, the next game would probably be... Would it be I'm thinking something like a Redfall? Something Bethesda-y. I'm thinking something
Bethesda. Stack with you. I can't... They're not putting Redfall anywhere, okay?
They might. Why?
Don't fucking play Redfall, dude.
No, don't rule it out, Luca. Don't rule it out, because watch. One of these days, the announcement's going to come out that we're bringing over Starfield, Redfall, and something else. Watch.
Keep that Redfall.
I mean, we were laughing in the Discord saying they'll bring Crackdown 3 over.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'll be gangbusters. I mean, they could bring over... I don't know, this... Take your pick, it could be anything. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
If these games don't do well, it's not going to be a Halo or a Gears.
And if they do well,
then it might be.
Can you imagine playing Halo with a PlayStation controller?
That would be awful. Oh,
no. Do you play Halo?
That would be awful. Yeah. Well, used to. But yeah. Halo feels great on an Xbox controller. I couldn't imagine playing it on the Dual Sense controller.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just looks uncomfortable.
All right. So shout out to Nautical, who's been a member for 9 months. Wow. Shout out to you, my guy. Saying if they stop giving us meaningless Mary Jane missions, they could probably cut 25 million off that insane 260 million development cost. They're not going to stop giving us those missions. All right. They're not going to. They said, we don't even care if y'all like this or not.
Right. They're like, we heard that you guys hated these missions in the first game. And we said, we could take these out, but nah. We just going to double down and give you even more.
Yeah. We told y'all to go fuck yourselves. That's what they goddamn said.
Basically.
Fucking sick bastards.
Disgusting.
God. I mean, those missions were a lot better
like
than
Mary Jane's face. Disgusting. So what?
She's fine, man. She's fine. Shout out to Aman saying, who's been a member for 23 months, saying, Luca, I got an Xbox Series X now. How trash can it be? The Series X is a great console, guy. It's a great console. I was actually just playing Persona 3 Reload on it. I've been playing a lot of Persona 3 actually on it, and I've been having a great time with that game. I'm about 25 hours in. And, really enjoying myself. I will say, even though I do like the themes and the concept of the story better, Persona 5 is a better game, ultimately, in my opinion.
I will agree with you, because I'm currently playing with it. I'm now coming up to 30 hours. I like the way they kept the social links from Persona 5. They brought that over. and stuff, and the way stuff works is kind of similar to a lot of the quality of life from Persona 5.
Yeah,
I just really love the idea of the gun to the head, and
that's
that's such a
excellent.
cool.
That is
That's
such
such a
a
cool.
cool
Instead
it's
of
such a
ripping off the
cool
mask.
feature. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so cool to see, and especially the first time the player character shoots himself in the head and the little
Yep.
smile that he gets and like the way your eye like it's just it's so beautiful. I really love the themes of this game compared to Persona 5, but ultimately Persona 5 is a better game. And I will say these fucking this guy Tartarus, I'm snoozing. Okay? I'm snoozing. I'm hitting that fatigue where I'm starting to get bored. The repetition is starting to fucking bore me. All right. So, but it's still a fun game. I'm still enjoying myself. But repetition,
I am already
is killing
there
me.
with that, and I'm much further behind than both of you. We got to talk about that by hours you have in the game. I think I'm probably about 6
Oh
hours
man.
in.
It's
Oh
Yeah,
you're fine.
yeah, and the very similar design to every single floor reminds me of Mementos in Persona 5, and literally every single dungeon / palace in Persona 4 Golden. They all have that similar look, and to the point where it's like, wait a minute, where am I going? Sometimes if you're not really paying attention, you're like, where was the way out or up? It's just like, come on, man. But I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it. It's just I'm playing other games too. You know, I'm playing Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which is now on the
I've got it.
Xbox, unfortunately.
I've got it downloaded because I recently picked it up, as I said I would. See, people, I play games anyway. Yeah,
no
but
one's
no,
doubting the fact that you play
I
games.
No one
recently,
says
I
you don't
recently,
play games.
I recently
They
picked
just
it
say you
up
don't play good
because
games. That's all.
like you, Division
I'm
2.
kidding.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So
Excuse me, sir.
I
Division 2
wouldn't
is
even tell you
awesome.
that you play good games, Slomo. I'm gonna keep it a stack,
yes.
but go ahead.
Excuse what? Name a bad game I play.
Well, whatever
Division
that
2.
game was that you had you were on that island with the skeletons, right? And it was you were streaming it on your channel.
That game is amazing. You talking about what's the name of that? It was
I
a
don't know.
mod. It was a Skyrim mod. It can't be. It started out as a Skyrim mod. Then got turned into its own game. The story is crazy good. I wish it's a really good game. You should look beyond the visuals, Luca, and try it.
I can look beyond visuals for sure, but the way you were playing it had me snoozing. I was like, no thanks.
Hey, Slomo. So, if you
Yeah.
really want a good game recommendation, that one I added you in Twitter. Oh yeah. You know what
Today?
game I'm on about? Game of the year. No. Yes. Yeah, today. Or
No,
yesterday.
look, man. Nah, like something's not right about that. Look, I understand. Like it looks like it's trying to make a joke out, but that's just like I'm like that's a little. It's a little ick. It's a little ick for me. I don't know if I can like you.
Oh yeah,
You play
I
it.
don't listen. I hear what you're saying, Singer. I don't find those kinds of poking fun. I don't find it very
Autumn's
funny
got it.
given the subject matter.
It's called The Forgotten City, and Autumn says it's incredible. Thank you, Autumn. Ooh, see, people like the games I like.
What?
Oh,
because you said this sucked, and Autumn says it's incredible. See, shout out to Autumn for having great taste in gaming.
I also said, okay, Slow-Mo, I believe you, but I don't think you noticed that when you were in your little diatribe. So, yeah, Fonz, if you want to come on, man, just let me know. If not, that's fine too. Oh Lord, have fucking mercy. Okay, so anyway, other than that, okay, so let's see here. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so Spencer confirms that Starfield and Indiana Jones are not part of the first 4 games.
Yes.
He also said, I don't think we should, as an industry, ever rule out a game going to any other platform. We're focused on these 4 games and learning from the experience. We don't have work going on in other franchises. But for anybody to stand up and say something's not going to happen, I feel like it's creating more certainty in a world of gaming where you really want to really want to respond to what customers want and what other players and creators are going for. this like I said, he is such a master at wordplay. You know what I'm saying? All right. So anyway, they also announced another Xbox, right? You guys got any deets on that?
There's a lot of rumors that it's either like they're working on some kind of handheld, and Phil Spencer has been liking a lot of tweets talking about an Xbox handheld. That doesn't, indicate they're definitely going to do it, but there's just been a lot of rumors that's the direction that they're going. Something that's like a Switch where it can be docked to be played on a TV/monitor and also played in handheld mode. And I don't know if that's like just that, like if that's going to be the only new Xbox, or it's going to be like how they did this generation with a Series X and S, where you got two different SKUs, and then that's just one SKU, and the other SKU is like a more traditional console. I don't know. I don't know if that is in the plans or not, but they're definitely going to do, from what the rumors say, a handheld. So
yep.
So what do you guys think?
But they did say they are doing hardware, so they confirmed there is more hardware coming. So at least we can say that definitively. Yeah.
Yeah. They also said it's going to be the biggest technological leap, more power than you've ever. Shut up. Shut up. Okay. I'm sick and tired of hearing that shit, man. I'm sick of it. Okay.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
they're always capping, man.
To be fair, you can get more of it because you're going to have to sit through Mark Cerny's 1-hour presentation explaining quantum mechanics and how to conquer the universe on his little spreadsheet. And then you're going to have Xbox going, it eats monsters for breakfast, and now it eats even more monsters for breakfast. So
it's the monster that eats the monster.
Yeah, there we go. That's the tagline right there.
All right, so let's all right, Fonz, I'm sending the link, baby. So let's discuss what an Xbox handheld could possibly contain. Because let's ask the first question. Does it make sense for Xbox to have a handheld?
I would say yes. I think it makes sense for all the console platforms to have a handheld at this point. And not a PS Portal PlayStation. An actual handheld that can natively run the games itself and not just stream those games off of your PC. Sorry, PlayStation. So, like real handhelds, I think all of them should have one at this point. You look at the success of Nintendo Switch. Part of that success is that it's portable.
I have a theory on that handheld from Xbox. I think it's just going to be a game. I think it's just going to be a Game Pass machine to get people into it. Like that's going to be the main focus around it. Like in the front, it's going to probably have splattered on there. If you have Game Pass, you could play all the games in Game Pass. That's going to be a heavy push because they said they wanted more screens in front of people, and this is just another way to. If you don't want a console or a PC, you might get the handheld, and they could get you into Game Pass that way.
Okay, so I want to answer this question if I think it makes sense. I do. I can see it making sense. I can, for sure. I guess the question would really be why, because you can play Xbox games on a handheld as it stands right now. Like I have my ROG Ally, all right? Listen, I'm going to just come out and say it. That PC I was troubleshooting a few nights ago, it was my ROG Ally. What really was, I just don't know what I could have been thinking that night, where I came home after troubleshooting computers all day, right? I come home, pick up my ROG Ally, and I decide to troubleshoot for 4 hours. Why did I do that? Like, I didn't have to do that, but I did it anyway. And when I went to sleep and I was just like, why would I do that to myself after spending all day troubleshooting, right? But basically my Persona 3 Reload that I'm playing off of Game Pass, I installed it locally onto the fucking hard drive, and the shit, like, it kept dropping to like 12 frames, 15 frames. So I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. All right. Now I think it's like a drivers update. So I had to figure out how to install the drivers properly. It was a thing. I still haven't tested it after installing the updated drivers. And I was just kind of like, am I really going to install this game again? No, I'm not going to do it. I'll play it off the fucking cloud. All right. I'll play it off the cloud because that's easier. All right. I'll play it on my fucking Xbox, which is like, I was looking at my fucking ROG Ally sitting in bed, troubleshooting, and my Xbox was right in front of me. What the fuck, dude? So anyway, what I'm saying is, wait, hold on. What I'm saying is, Xbox gave me 3 months of Xbox Game Pass for when I got my ROG Ally. So why do you think they don't just partner up with one of these handheld PCs? Why do you think they're gonna do? What's up, Fonz, baby? How you doing, my boy?
What is going on, people? It's been a long
It's been a long
time.
time.
It's been a long time.
What up, Fonz?
Yeah, it's been a minute, Luca. I miss doing your show sometimes, so
Man,
I'm
I miss
glad
you
that
too.
you extended the invite.
Yeah, it's always good to see you. You know, I love talking to you and hearing your perspective. And your show has blown up. So it's just like it's definitely good to have you here, just hanging out with the fam. Like Fonz, me and Fonz are long time friends. We've been friends for a really long time.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
used to do we did RDX together when it first started. So,
We've known each other now like well over 5 years now. So
yeah, so
it's nice.
It's really good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's real nice. And of course, Slow-Mo. Of course, he's a good friend. We don't get to talk often, but I see you guys post on Twitter and stuff. Honestly, though, like you remember back in the day, I used to always argue with people on Twitter just constantly, like every day. F you.
That was all of us.
I don't do that no more.
That was all of us.
And I'm sorry to tell you that I don't see a lot of people's posts anymore because I don't check the timeline hardly ever anymore because I don't want to get involved in that dumb shit. Like the only time I ever argue with anybody, and it's for a short while, is if they at me or, they tag me in something or they respond to what I post. And then I usually just mute. I'll
Just
put something out there.
Just move on.
I'll drop the grenade and mute and run away.
Yeah, I think at least the three of us, since we used to do it so often, we've gotten to a point where I think all of us are just kind of like, yeah, we're good. We don't need to be arguing with folks on Twitter. But
I told Luca this all the time. I was like, look, and this is no shade to anyone that I follow, but like I follow people, but like I don't really look on Twitter. Mm-hmm. I have notifications set for the people I want to hear from. So these are the people that I care the most about their opinions. And also like the media sources, so that like when stuff pops off, like I see it there first, because like that's how you kind of keep in tune with everything. And then of course Wario 64, because he's like, hey, if you're looking for this thing, it's on sale now, run, get it, that kind of thing. And like, that's really all I really do on Twitter. Everything else that's happening, like so-and-so said this about someone else, and then they start going back and forth. Like, I don't see it until it's like a day later, and I'm like, oh, that happened. Okay.
That's what happens. But
yeah.
That's facts, Gregor. Go ahead,
I follow certain content creators, and then I follow, obviously.
I follow a lot of people, Death. It doesn't mean I see every post. Like, that's the thing.
No,
like,
I don't.
I just can't do it.
Like, I have to go to my Discord to find out what the drama was, because I always miss it. I'm always like 2 days late. There's always something. And
I think a lot of it actually has to do with how Twitter functionality is, because you got that for you and then who you're following. And I'm inclined to just look through the for you and not the who I'm following. So I never see people's stuff at this point. But shout out to Nautical, baby.
Look at that. Shout out to Gaming Forte for not being here like a fraud.
So he said sometime. You mean all the time, sir? Miss you, bro.
Aren't you supposed to be right here?
No.
Called them Gaming Forte.
It's good to see Gaming Forte. Love him. And also Ramon Terrell on the chat.
Ramon,
nice. Ramon's a good friend.
Ramon,
that is Trevor Bursong. Trevor Bursong.
So, so.
Oh, Luca, real quick.
Yeah.
What you were saying about the whole troubleshooting thing, I wanted to say this before I forgot it, before we moved on. I think, to your previous question about what we think this PC, this Xbox handheld would be, I think they're going to do an Xbox OS that's Windows based, but it's much more simplified, so that
and better than the app, right?
Right. But it's got to be better than the app, because the Windows, the Microsoft app on PC is absolute dog water. It's freaking awful.
The Xbox app is terrible on PC. I mean, why don't they make it kind of like the console version? Like, I like the console version of the app. The ecosystem there is way better than on the PC. I wish they would get that right, because that's the one of the biggest knocks I have with PC gaming right now is that whole ecosystem of Xbox is on PC. Like, a lot of times I miss a lot of people's invites to party chats and stuff because it doesn't work half the time.
Yeah, the game bar is supposed to be sending you the invites, but then you don't see them.
Trash, man.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Trash.
It's terrible for screenshots. Just like the recording on Xbox is awful. The game bar recording, like if you have an NVIDIA GPU, GeForce Experience absolutely curb stomps the game bar for screenshots and recordings. It's great.
I record my screen, full 4K, all that with the GeForce Experience.
Yeah.
Slow-mo, here's an idea. You now own Activision Blizzard. They have a perfectly good launcher. Just an idea. Activision.
You mean Battle.net?
Battle.net is a really good launcher.
It's better than the Xbox app. I've recently been noticing a thing because I play Call of Duty and I play through Battle.net, and Call of Duty has an update like every 2 days. Like every 2 days, I gotta do another update. And the Battle.net does this weird thing where it starts out and everything's fine. I have 1 gigabyte up and down. I have Verizon Fios, but internet speed's very fast. Just doing the update, it would get to like 94% and then go down to like less than 1 megabyte per second. And if I'm not paying attention, I gotta I will never know why it's not done update. If I walk away and then come back, I'm like, it's still not done. It's because Battle.net like throttled it or something. It's stupid. I gotta hit pause then unpause to make sure that it does it correctly. It's so frustrating, but that's really my only issue with Battle.net. I got a multitude of issues with the Xbox app. One night, like less than a week ago, I was trying to play Starfield to see the latest changes, and it kept syncing. It was like syncing data, and I'm just like, "What are you syncing? What are you talking about?" And it's just doing that.
I got a question for you though, Slow-mo. So this Battle.net, now that Microsoft owns Battle.net, what are they going to do with Battle.net? Do you think? Do you think they're going to keep them in place just as they are now? Or do you think that ego from Microsoft and their system and everything is going to take over and bounce Battle.net out? Like, I wonder about that.
Well, before he answers,
Oh, go ahead.
Before he answers, what's up, Nautical?
What up, though? I had to come in here and say hi because, Fonz tried... Because Fonz, you tried to call and he said, "Where the fraud at?"
Yeah, I love you. Come on.
Where the fraud at? Listen.
You take that hat off, though. Take the hat off.
Listen.
Well, unless you ain't got a haircut, then keep it on.
Well, listen. I can go white. I can go red.
You can go red.
I can go green. What you want me to do, Slow-mo?
Please. Is that Xbox green? Oh no, is this more Nintendo?
Luigi green.
Bro. I mean, it kind of matches. It kind of matches that color, Xbox green. I mean, it's close.
Before you get into that, I did want to say this, Nautical.
What up?
Now, I don't know. Can this is the Steam Deck virtually like a PC as well?
I think I'm getting the Steam Deck after hearing what you just said, dog. You ain't even had your.
Oh, okay. Before that, right? Yeah. I will say this: if you were to get the ROG Ally, you could get a docking station, set that joint up, put a fucking microphone in it. I'm just saying.
That's true.
The ROG Ally is a Windows PC.
That's true.
And you could even, my son had put Windows on the Steam Deck, but he quickly took it off because he started having issues with it. It's much better being that Steam Deck. It's much better being Steam only on that device.
Yes, it's Linux based. It's Linux based on like a lot of the other things that like we do as content creators on Windows. It's like there has to be, you have to kind of go through like, well, what's the process here for Steam Deck? Look at tutorials to get it done. Follow all the steps. You even need to follow a tutorial to even play the Xbox games through Steam Deck, because what it does, you're basically creating a portal through a web browser on your Steam library. It would be like it'll be under like the other games section, and then you would label it Xbox Game Pass or X Cloud Gaming, whatever you want, and then you would click that. You're only playing those Xbox games through the Xbox app or Game Pass through cloud. You're not installing any of those games locally unless you own them under Steam. Then you can install them locally and do it that way, which is what people prefer. I know Luca ended up having to do that with the ROG Ally, but like I've heard of driver issues with the ROG Ally from other people as well. And I think this is also the reason why since they're kind of going in this direction. They could just rely on all these like the Lenovo Go and all these other devices that are made by PC manufacturers to kind of get into that market, or they can make their own thing with their own Xbox OS, and they could actually streamline that stuff and make sure that the experience is what people expect from, especially console people who are coming over towards a PC-like environment, and they don't really want to deal with all that stuff. Well, then you don't have to. The Xbox OS will be simplified. It'll do all that stuff for you.
I definitely think that if they do a handheld, it'll be a handheld console, not a handheld PC. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And I definitely think that because one of the factors that also keeps people from getting into these handheld PCs like the Legion Go, the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, is that they are extremely expensive. Like the reason I got my ROG Ally, I got it for $400 plus tax, so like $426, right? I got it for $400, man. Yeah, shout out to Best Buy, right? But the normal price for the ROG Ally is like what, $550, $600, right? And for the Steam Deck, it's the first model Steam Deck is $350. Don't fucking get that joint, man. You might as well just save up the cash and get the middle model.
Get the OLED one. Yeah, get the OLED one. And get the middle one, because then you can actually you could just upgrade the storage yourself for even cheaper than buying the top
what does the Steam Deck go up to? What can you upgrade the memory to? What's the most?
Well, it's an NVMe SSD, so you could upgrade whatever memory you want to spend money on. And
I say, what does it go up to? I don't know. I know they make 2 and 4
storage.
Yeah, storage.
You mean what it comes with?
It comes with like what, 256. But what's the max you can put in a Steam Deck?
Well, it's up to you, because like you have your PC. Like what storage do you have in your own PC for the SSD?
I have two 4 terabyte sticks.
Yeah, you could do a 4 terabyte stick if you wanted to.
Oh, actually, you could do an 840.
You could do an 8.
They have 8 terabyte SSDs, yeah.
Aren't those M.2s though? So they're the smaller ones.
Yeah, yes, it's an M.2 SSDs.
Yeah,
all of you. Yeah, it seems like all of you here probably have one of those handhelds, right? Like.
Yeah.
Yes, I have Steam Deck.
He's the
I'm
one.
not a handheld guy at all. Like I still don't like.
You also weren't a PC guy, Fawns.
No. I played with handhelds. I have Switches in the house. My son has a Steam Deck in the house, and I've tried it. I don't care for the handheld.
Well, that's how you
I want the big,
Switch,
TV experience. I want the big monitor.
You're a big TV guy. That's fair.
Yeah, that's what I like. But I wasn't a PC guy. You're right, but now I definitely am. Definitely.
You got a beast behind you, too.
I wasn't a PC guy 18 years ago when I was playing on PC because it was a different landscape 18 years ago. I mean, you were still buying physical discs on PC 18 years ago. It was crazy. But nowadays, it's just like I turn this sucker on and I'm in a game just as fast as I am on my Series X, PS5. It don't matter. It's that quick. It's fast. And I only use it for gaming. I actually do my show on it now, but I don't like search up anything on it. I don't try to get any malware or anything bullshit on it like that. This is my gaming rig, period. Like that's what it's used for.
Oh,
it's
Crow
a console.
said something great in the chat. Crow's like, a handheld is a luxury item at the end of the day.
Yeah,
these consoles and these PCs that we have, they're all luxury items.
All
for
of
sure.
them, yeah.
100%. Yeah, everything, all this stuff is luxury items. Yeah.
This fucking ROG Ally? No, but do I have one? Yes. Okay.
Somebody told me this, and it kind of opened my eyes to it, because I used to say this all the time as one of those excuses too. I would say, I can't afford a PC. I don't want to get into PC gaming. But then if you think about, like, if you were a guy who goes out and buys all the 3 major consoles every generation, that's a PC right there. That's literally a PC right there. And like, you can start low and build upon that as it goes on, because you do end up saving money in the software. That's the number one thing I've taken away from being on PC for 2 months now. I am saving so much money on games being on PC. It's insane.
Fonz, did you take advantage of the winter Steam sale?
Oh, of course I did.
Yeah,
and I took advantage of the Epic Game Store giving away games. I took advantage of freaking
yes,
GOG.
there we go.
I took advantage. Any launcher, anything, I don't care. if you're giving shit away, I'm there. Like I'm that broke bastard that'll be there in line. Sorry.
Also, if you're looking for some good deals, Green Man Gaming website.
Yep, I heard of that too, but I haven't checked that out yet. But CD keys, G2A, all that, like you can find pretty much any Steam game on there cheap. I mean, the other day I bought like several games, and they're older. Don't get me wrong, but they were $2 a pop, and they're great freaking AAA games.
Dude, wait till you play Far Cry 3.
Oh, that's such a classic. I need to get that.
Said, be mindful of that fucking Ubisoft launcher, okay? Because it corrupted my data. I was so upset. Like, I was depressed for at least 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, the Ubisoft launcher is not great.
It's dog shit, dude.
Steam is fantastic.
Ubisoft sucks.
Steam is great.
I love the
howdy.
The thing about Ubisoft, the only reason you'd want to use the launcher, in my opinion, is to use Ubisoft Plus. Because that's how I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla and all those games. Because you pay the $15, but you get the ultimate versions of the game. So all the add-ons and everything. You don't just get the standard one. So it's a really good way to play Assassin's Creed on the cheap. Because there's no way I'm paying $70 for an
That's
Assassin's
how I
Creed.
played Skull and Bones on the cheap. I was like, not buying this game, bro. I'll pay $15.
Man, I wouldn't even fucking subject my eyes to that nonsense, dude. Like,
facts. I wouldn't get it for free. Yeah,
I wouldn't play that shit for free.
I had Ubisoft Plus for the past 2 months, and I played Avatar, and I played the Prince of Persia: Lost Crown games, and I think yesterday I canceled it because I was done with those games and I was moving on. So I mean, that's how I use Ubisoft Plus. I subscribe when there's something new coming out that I want, and then I unsubscribe when I'm done with it. But no, like real quick, Epic Game Store, the free games that they give people is just. Like I got Guardians of the Galaxy, A Plague Tale: Innocence, Ghost Runner. What else here? Fallout 3, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Man, I'm just looking through my library of free games I got from them. XCOM 2. Man. Yeah, it's just like, and as long as you're paying attention and just open up the launcher every now and see what's there, it's just like, oh man, that's free. Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, it just blew my mind. I like I said, I bought a bunch of games and it came out to $14, and I got some bangers. Games I haven't played before, games I haven't beat, or games that I just haven't played in so long that I want to replay them, like Max Payne 3. Freaking amazing.
Damn, Autumn, I didn't realize you and Stone look similar.
They don't even look similar. Come on. Come on,
listen,
Lionel.
I cannot take beautiful Stone's place at all.
But you can stand right by her though.
Yeah, I think you both are very beautiful. Let's see here. Slow, who's been a member for 39 months. Appreciate you, brother. Saying, Forte, are we playing Helldivers later? Now, you could have just texted him.
You can't find. Wait, hold on. First of all, you couldn't find any. You couldn't find anything else. You couldn't say anything else to, show off that you had 39 months of subscribers. You could have came up with something better.
No. That's all I could think about. So, yeah. Okay. Just kind of want to brag. I got 39 months in, but no. We playing later.
Can you text him?
Just remember
he never
that
responds to text messages. This is the best way.
No, you know what? That's actually fair. You're right. Go ahead and ask him.
I also never. Wait, hold on. I responded to his text message earlier today. I actually answered his phone call. I actually answered his phone call when he called.
Forte. How many times have I sent you messages and then like a day later or 2 days later sometimes I'm like, you ain't responding to my message. You like, what message?
We don't even have to get into this. Like that man.
Yeah, we don't have to get into this. We all know this is true.
This man does not respond to his text messages. But I did want to ask. Okay, so what do you guys think? Activision Blizzard games are coming to Game Pass, Diablo 4 being the first one, Game Pass in March. Thoughts? Finally, we got confirmation on that.
It's good for those. It's good for those 23 million Game Pass subscribers that are going to be able to play that at launch. Great for them.
Yeah, it is great for them.
We still ain't got the answer to Phil Spencer came out and talked about day and date is still going to be prevalent. So my thing is, does that include Activision games? Because that's the one that everybody's kind of still talking about.
Well, Sarah did say that all Activision Blizzard games are coming.
She said they're all coming.
Like that's what they're alluding to, at least.
Yeah. But once again, we have learned. We also learned from alluding to what Microsoft says.
Sure.
They do are two different things.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you what. It would be a detriment to Xbox if they did not do that, because I'm not the only one. I know a lot of people like me would just unsub. I would unsub if they start going back on what they said. Their promise is day and date for all their first party games.
Yeah,
if they don't honor that, I'm gone. I'm out.
They either do, or if they don't, the other thing they might do, which I really hope that they don't, is the possibility of adding a separate tier just for ABK stuff. You know, and that definitely would not be for me.
No, you better make a new tier that sits underneath Ultimate and say the Ultimate tier is the one that gets it.
Yeah.
But the only thing I could kind of think of, because it's like the biggest thing for me is it just seems like I just want them to be precise and tell us exactly what's going on. And the only reason I feel like they haven't, maybe it has something to do with the deal with the marketing and stuff, and maybe that's not all been finalized or something, because it shouldn't be that hard for them to come out and say next year's Call of Duty is going to be in Game Pass.
Yeah, what's the next big Activision Blizzard game coming? What's the next big one?
It's going to be Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Okay, so we'll know if Call of Duty is in their day and date. If it's not,
that's what I'm saying. But they could have easily had told us, like literally just said, Call of Duty will be in Game Pass when it comes out.
Here's the thing
this year.
Here's the thing. They said the marketing rights for PlayStation run out in 2024, but we don't know when in 2024. If they run out in November, this year's Call of Duty won't be in it because PlayStation still hasn't. We'll actually see.
We also don't know what the overall stipulations of that contract was with Call of Duty, because it could have been tied to a particular launch of Call of Duty, because they actually. This Call of Duty is supposed to be basically an add-on to, Modern Warfare 2, and they turned it into a full-fledged game. So that may not have count towards the number count for PlayStation. So this year Forte, might be the last one. But we don't know.
If that's true, they should have already said something about it.
And that's what I'm talking about. And that's why I feel like them not explaining that kind of lends to the fact that we're not probably going to get that game, because all you can do is just assume it.
We'll see.
The thing is, we're not, because it was Nate the Hate and some other people. Jeff Grubb also mentioned it, that it was the marketing rights end in 2024, but you won't see a Call of Duty until the one in 2025. So this year won't be. Next year, that's when they could start doing it.
So they're saying that the Call of Duty Black Ops coming out later this year will not be in Game Pass. That's what they're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it won't be. Yep.
See, and that's something,
is the earliest.
See, this is where their Xbox's failures in messaging rear their ugly head again, because that's, you jumped out there and said all ABK games will be in Game Pass. And if that's the case, if Jeff Grubb and all the other insiders know this information, clearly they know that information too. You should have said, hey, Call of Duty will be in there starting 2025 at launch.
Do they really know, though? Do they? Because
you would think so. You would think so.
I mean, this whole Starfield thing, man, it was just a bad look.
Listen, that was a technicality. Starfield was they said we can't allow that to go in there just yet. Y'all gotta wait.
Yeah. Nothing says that it couldn't in the future, but as of now, boy, they got a lot of egg on their face, these insiders.
Well, think about it, Fonz, because everybody's celebrating that it's not going in there, and I'm sitting there like, as soon as I didn't have to hear Tom Warren's interview, with Phil Spencer after the fact to hear him say that, we're not making decisions on those games right now. These are the 4 games we're launching, because if you just listen to the podcast and the interview, they literally said these are the 4 games that are going, and when they asked about Starfield, all they said is Starfield is not one of the 4 games.
Again, that's kind of like mixed messaging there.
That was the whole thing that I kept talking about.
Xbox. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. But outside of that, like for me personally, I don't care if every single game from Xbox went to PlayStation. I wouldn't even bat an eye. I don't care about that. At the end of the day, who cares if other people get to play all these games? It doesn't bother me. And I know a lot of people out there are like, yeah, but it's important for the console. The console will go away if it doesn't remain exclusive. And it's like, look, in the next 10 years, because they've already got consoles, a new console apparently coming out in 2026. If this does happen, you're going to have a console for the next 10, 12 years for Xbox. By then, other things could shift in the industry, the way they deliver games. Even PlayStation could be an app on PC. Who knows what could happen in 10 years? It's changed so much dramatically that Luca even mentioned earlier. PlayStation having any games on PC right now is something that we would have never thought of 5 years ago. I mean, we did kind of say it would happen, right? But I mean, we didn't know. We were just like, yeah, the industry is just changing this, But honestly, a lot of people would be in denial about that 5 years ago. And people are still in denial today that they could go day and date on PC, and they very well could. I mean, with the way Hiroki Totoki's talking, it seems like they want to hit PC aggressively. And I wouldn't doubt if this Helldivers 2 wasn't one of those games that made them open their eyes and go, whoa, wait a minute, there's a lot of money to be had there. What are we doing? And that's just business at the end of the day. They don't care about your fanboy feelings. They don't care about your emotions. They don't care if you're on Twitter getting all pissed off. At the end of the day, these companies are going to do what they want. That's why you should never listen to them 100%. You should take what they say with a grain of salt and just be like, okay, well, you're telling me this. All right, I'm going to expect you to do this and hold you to this. But if something were to change later, hey, if you really have those emotions and feelings about all this, like some of you did out there and sold your Xbox and everything for all this crap, that's on you. Like, I'm not going to go that deep. I'm not going to. Yeah.
We talk about how somebody sold their Xbox because of these rumors, because of the rumors,
it was
not
hilarious.
because of the confirmation, right? And when I saw that shit, and first of all, okay, I'm going to say this. I think selling your consoles based off rumors is silly, like in general, you know what I'm saying? But for it to be over these first 4 games is absolutely fucking ridiculous, dude.
Well, let me. I have to jump in there and tell you this though, Luca. Here's my problem with this whole. It's just these 4 games. There were these same people that sold their Xboxes or claim to have. Because I don't even believe most of them. There was that one guy who showed receipts or whatever. Actually showed a receipt. Now, okay, I believe that. But man, you got caught. Okay, selling all that shit for like $200, like ridiculous. You just wasted your time and money. But anyways,
I thought that dude. I said, "Why did you buy a PlayStation and keep the store credit?"
Yeah. So these guys, a lot of these extremist fanboys, they're sitting there saying, "I don't want one single game going to PlayStation, not one." And then Phil comes out, does this song and dance. He's shucking and jiving on stage, getting all people all crazy, and they just like, I don't know what it is about Phil, but he has a way of manipulating his followers into thinking that 4 games going over is better than 1.
Okay,
4 is better
he
than 1.
trained with the Benny Gesserit, my guy. Like, I'm
and then now these same people are like, 4? It's only 4 games. See, guys, and it's not Starfield and Indie. It's just 4 games.
This is what I was saying
you were out
earlier.
there saying it was 1, and you didn't want 1 going over there. Now you got 4, and Phil manipulated you into thinking that's okay. Like, it's insane. It doesn't matter if it's Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded, Sea of Thieves. It doesn't matter if these games are minuscule to you. It's an Xbox game that you yourself said you didn't want over there. Not 1. But all of a sudden, now it's 4. It's okay. It's weird. People have the weirdest behaviors out there when it comes to video games. I know it's something trivial, but it's a hobby we all love, yes. But I will never get so emotional over these games in this regard.
I've been saying the same thing, and
hey, you even sound like Erica.
They spend a lot of time
a little bit, yeah.
Do y'all have like the same? How long have y'all been around each other?
In a couple of years.
They're like sisters now.
We're both from Cali, so that makes sense.
Super soft spoken. I'm like, sounds like, did she actually come in here?
Not you looking around.
Yo, I was looking for real.
It's so weird because like a lot of people got upset at me for calling people emotional over this stuff, and I'm like, dude, it's first and foremost, it's video games, but also it's like I don't believe some of these people actually believe what they keep saying, because they keep like shifting around depending on where the message goes. If it's no games, then it's 4 games, and it's like these people are just jumping through hoops at this point. And it's like, dude, I've said it until I'm blue in the face at this point. It's so immaterial to me where like it could be 1 game, it could be 10 games, it could be all the games. It does not matter. I'm still playing where I choose to play, and people have gone on my case about like, well, you need to give a reason why you would still play on Xbox. And it's like, no, I don't give you anything. Like,
yeah, Autumn's a bot. If you guys weren't aware, but
yeah,
the only thing that mattered to me was Game Pass. Like, I just didn't want to hear changes to Game Pass because it has value for me.
Advocating that Game Pass stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I will advocate Game Pass. I love Game Pass. I love Game Pass way more than Xbox or Microsoft. Like,
I do too.
To me, it's about Game Pass. And if they change anything about Game Pass, of course, we know in the future they're going to up the price. It's just going to happen. But if they change, like make a whole nother tier for the ABK games like we were talking about, I'm out. I'm done. Like, this is not what I signed up for. Like, stop that nonsense. And I didn't hear them doing any of that now. So until they do, I'm going to ride with Game Pass.
Yeah, I did want to say, though, what you were saying earlier, Fonz, is what I was saying before you guys came in. It's just like, it's just the tactic of, if the worst information is put out there and everybody panics, then when it turns out to be something smaller, it's kind of like, oh, okay.
It's crazy.
You're conditioning your user base into being okay with something.
These corporations, they're smart, and they look into these kind of things. They hire people that look into the psyche of gamers and just consumers in general and see how they tick, and they try to freaking manipulate people. This is what they do.
Well, and that was my only problem with it, because like, once again, like everybody out here, I could care less where the games go. It's just, for me, I was upset because of the messaging around, telling people, being a person that works in stores and talking to people and people coming into the store to buy consoles, that so that game is exclusive to that platform, where they could have just waited and used the PS5 that they had at some point. I was sitting there like, okay, I felt slighted because I was telling people that, yeah, you can only get this on this system unless you're going to buy a PC. And so that's where my upset, because people kept saying, well, why are you so upset? You always say that you don't care. And I was like, well, it's not that I don't care about where the games come, but when you put an expectation out there and tell people that this is where you're going to be able to get this game and this is it, then I feel like you should be coming out and telling people like that. If that's not the case, because people didn't have to go out and buy a $400 or $500 system to play that game if they were willing to wait.
Shoot.
So that's what my upset side of the narrative was, because I told people certain things that didn't end up. Well, actually, we don't know because they changed a lot of it. But that's where I got upset about them start talking about Starfield and stuff. I don't care about Sea of Thieves and everything, because those games been out for a while.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care if Halo went over there. I don't care.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't care if they go over. I just want you to explain that. Don't try to do a cloak and dagger and tell people it's going to be here, and then next thing we know, it's not.
What's funny though, with the manipulation thing, what was going on too, and I was seeing this in every Xbox podcast when people were doing polls, whether it was Colts, Rams, mine, we were all doing these polls and stuff, and the outcomes of the polls were shocking to me, because so many people were not only talking about Xbox going third party, they were also talking about Game Pass and possible changes coming to Game Pass. So those rumors were hitting too. And you had polls out there like, hey, would you guys mind if they omitted certain games day and date, first party games out of Game Pass? Nearly half, or sometimes more than half of the poll was like, yeah, I'd be fine with that. And I'm like, what? Like, that is the major selling point of Game Pass is, hey, you get all these first party games in day and date in Game Pass as well. Like, that is one of the major selling points. And there's so many people, Xbox guys, willing to get rid of that after all this stuff was being, rumored. It was crazy.
No, you're right. Well, people were being emotional. People were being emotional.
I don't think it's just people being emotional.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I was emotional and I said the same thing.
Okay, but I also think people were looking at it from a.
Wait, because Nautical started talking first, and you started talking over him. So go ahead. Do you have any?
I was just going to say, because I felt. I mean, I know a lot of people were emotional because I know I felt emotional about it at first because I was one of those people that was sitting there like, I'd rather have exclusive games than have Game Pass. But then I even said it the next day because we talked about it during the stream that we did right after we heard everything that Monday, and then by that Thursday, I had kind of thought about it, and I was like, you know what, that is the most dumbest take ever, because who wouldn't want to save money? So as much as I love exclusive games and all that other stuff, I will always pick the fact that I can play games for a cheaper price, because who really wants to spend thousands of dollars on their games if they don't have to? So I know a lot of people were emotional at that point because most people want to save money. They're always looking for a deal, and that's what Game Pass is when it comes to the Xbox ecosystem.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Slow.
It's not free. So Game Pass Ultimate for a full year is you're looking at like 3 full price games. So
well, you know what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, but if you're playing less than that, then it's not as big a deal as it is for other people. But I think that the reason why, if you look at it from a health of the industry kind of standpoint, and also long term for yourself as a gamer, if you play more than just the first party games that Xbox provides, if you're interested in some of these third party games, and then you're already seeing third party games skipping the platform when they themselves are not putting their games exclusively on their platform any further, and they're putting those games on rival platforms, you're already at a situation where this console is being outsold 3-1 to its competition. You're already in a situation where third-party developers and publishers are choosing to forego the platform, not simply because Sony is paying them to, but because they are skipping it because they don't think the player base and the average amount of sales is worth it to even port the game over there. We've seen it with Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. There is a contract for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but it's easier to make those kind of contracts and get those contracts done for Sony when things are the way they are. If they were doing better on the sales standpoint, hardware and software, it would be a much higher price for Sony, and more than likely they wouldn't make those kind of deals. So when you look at all that overall in the long term, you're going to start seeing more people being upset that games are skipping the platform.
Well,
and then when you get to real quick, when you get to next generation, when next generation starts, that's really where, like, the people who jumped out the window and they sold their Xboxes, that's emotional ridiculousness, right? We can all agree that. But when it comes down to when someone's going to make their decision on what they're going to buy next generation, they're looking at a platform where they have Xbox games and some third-party games, definitely the biggest ones, but maybe not also, but probably not getting the more middle-sized niche AAA games as well. Or the other platform where you're getting the PlayStation games, you're getting all the third-party games, and then you're getting some of the Xbox games too. When people look at those and they take that value proposition, I think they're going to start doing even more so than now buying a PlayStation than an Xbox.
I think the only place we see that really happening is with the Japanese developers and the Japanese games in particular. And I think there's a reason for that. If you look at the data, a lot of Xbox gamers do not buy Japanese games. They just don't. And it's out there. I mean, you can look at various series, Tales of Vesperia or whatever. It sells very minuscule when they even go day and date on Xbox compared to a Nintendo Switch or a PlayStation 5. And I think that's because gamers are trained to buy certain consoles based on certain games available to them on those platforms, right? And I think that with PlayStation, it's synonymous with, hey, you get the JRPGs. Hey, you get this type of game. And with the Xbox, it was long been, hey, that's the Dude Bro box. That's the Call of Duties. That's the shooter box. That's the, you're going to get this type of game or that type of game. Halos and stuff. You're not going to get JRPGs. And I think that's what's ultimately hurt them, is that stigma over the years. And Japanese developers have stayed away because of that. I mean, I can even pull up something. Yeah, like, again, I can't do all the games, but looking at like Tales of Vesperia, for instance, all released on all platforms last generation, it only sold 8% on Xbox compared to 49% on PlayStation 4 and 43% on Nintendo Switch. That's a big freaking difference there. That's massive. And of course they don't want to release games if they're not going to really sell well. What's the point of putting in all the time to really optimize it and everything for that console? I think that's the biggest takeaway I have with that argument, is that it's mainly certain games that just traditionally don't sell well on the box.
Also, you got to remember that okay, I'll let you go. You gotta also remember, like, there's not that many Xboxes out there. Shout out to Sir Duck, who's been a member for 34 months, saying, I game everywhere. I game everywhere, get some from the streets. You already know, baby. Go ahead, Singer.
Oh, my God.
He knows who he is. Good job, Sir Duck.
In the 360 era, when they were doing incredibly well, I do remember they had quite a few exclusive Japanese games on the 360. Yeah, quite a few of them.
They had Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey. Yeah, those Mistwalker games are awesome. I really enjoyed those games.
And I guarantee they probably didn't sell very well on Xbox.
Yeah, they probably didn't, but they also were exclusive. Those were even multi-class, though. Those were exclusive games on the Xbox.
Yeah, it's not to say that some developers don't put their games on Xbox, because some do. I mean, you look at Capcom, you look at other Japanese developers. They will put their games on Xbox, but outside of like something like Resident Evil or something, even that, I would argue, I haven't looked it up or anything, but I guarantee you that something like Resident Evil sells way more on PlayStation than Xbox.
Well, yeah,
that's almost a given at this point.
That's not even a question. But okay, so I did want to say that I'm hungry and tired and sick, so you guys want to start wrapping it up?
Sorry to hear.
No, yeah.
No, I'm fine with it. Yeah, you're good. I feel bad for you feeling.
No, we can wrap it up. It's good.
Sony's, we covered Sony's thing. So yeah.
Right, yeah. Sorry guys, I completely fucking blanked on putting the channel member topics link out. I did just put it out generally, and I got someone who asked us to talk about Madam Web. Madam Web is a fucking bomb. It did 6 million the opening weekend, I think, weekend, which is absolutely 6 million more than I thought.
That's worldwide, 6 million.
Is it worldwide? I don't fucking know.
Oh,
let me go check.
That's terrible. Even if it wasn't, but still, like, oof. Yeah, I heard it's the worst superhero movie ever.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff that they marketed, like for example, who's the hot chick again from Euphoria? Yeah. So apparently, she's only in her Spider-Woman suit for like a half a second, and all her scenes are basically what you saw of her in the trailer.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. So it's 6 million,
and she shows up at the end. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, see here.
It's
6
million. It's what in one day?
6 million. Opening day, and then 24 million for a week, which is fucking disgusting.
Awful.
I've heard people say that it makes Morbius look amazing.
Morbius is terrible.
And Morbius is terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. So I listen. I watched the trailer and I was like, "Oh, this movie's gonna be bad." You could just tell it's gonna be bad.
I remember when you did that. Trailer. Yeah.
Like I was like, "This shit is trash, dude." And then somebody in my replies was like, "Oh, they're finally understanding to stop going woke." I'm like, "Listen, whether or not the movie has women or not, it's not even about that. The movie's just
it's not about that at all.
It just looks bad. You know what I'm saying?
When you have Ashley Johnson as your lead too,
it's Dakota Johnson. But
she can't.
Dakota, yeah. Dakota.
Ashley Dakota. It doesn't matter. She can't act. She can't act.
That's how much she means to me, right? Yeah, I don't even know her name.
She's a fucking nepo baby, dude. That's why she's even in that shit, man. She fucking sucks. She's a terrible fucking actress.
Yeah.
The only thing I've seen her in is fucking 50 Shades, which that movie franchise fucking sucks too.
Horrible.
So it's just like, like she's a fucking shitty actress, dude. So like, I actually feel bad for the other actors up in there. Sydney Sweeney is a good actor. Okay, she's a good actress. So it's just like, but we all knew that movie was going to be fucking garbage, fucking dog shit, dude. There's just no way.
I need Sony to give this up. I need Sony to stop Just the only good movies that have come out of the whole Spider-Man verse have been the ones that Marvel Studios actually produced, but it's still under Sony, which is the Tom Holland 3 game. And I know I said games, but movies. But I know you don't like the first one, Luca. But like those movies are like, when in terms of quality, are far better than the 2 Venom movies. Morbius, that Craven movie is trash, and I know it's not even out yet. I already know. I'm sorry, it's trash. Look at the trailer, it's trash. Okay, Madam Web is terrible. Throw all of them in the garbage.
Well,
those Spider-Man movies are better.
What about Into the Spider-Verse though?
Oh, that's the only. But look, they don't really. Okay,
those
so
animation movies are different, and they're better actually.
Yeah, they are much better.
Yeah, and they're kind of produced differently than these other live action ones. These other live action ones are following a very terrible format.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, Into the Spider-Verse and like the Tom Holland movies are the only ones that are good. You're right. Like, you're right.
Right.
Like, 100%. But Into the Spider-Verse, I would say Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree with you, Fonz, but I would say that Into the Spider-Verse is better than the Spider-Man movie.
Yes,
I agree with that too.
I agree.
Yeah, both of them are. I think both of them are.
They're fucking really phenomenal, dude. But yeah, so that shit looked like dog shit, bro. Like, and then
hot dog water.
Speaking of like the whole woke thing, just real quick, and then we'll fucking skedaddle. I sent Slow-Mo a tweet earlier, and it was about Silk. Okay, so the writer's room for the Silk series has been scrapped, except for the showrunner, Angela Kang. The show will have a creative overhaul and refocus to a more male skewing audience.
What does that mean?
Okay, so there's been I'm sure you've noticed it, but in comics and media focusing on comics, there's been more of a
trying to appeal to a mass audience rather than the demographic that they're really
that it was built on. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's been more of the push the last couple of, I would say, the last 5 years or so, 5-10 years, something like that, right?
Surprise! It doesn't work.
It doesn't work because comic books. I mean, of course, obviously, there are women who read comic books, right? But that is a very male-dominated field. Just like I would say, definitely comic books for sure. Definitely comic books are a male-dominated field. I was going to say anime too, but it depends on the genre for anime.
Is incredible. Yeah, like if you go for slice of life.
Yeah, slice of life or shoujo. Yeah. That's all, or something, something like Sailor Moon, like though, of course, obviously. But if I'll say like the shonen genre obviously is skewed more towards males because shonen is boy, right? And then shoujo skewed more towards women because shoujo's girl, right? So, but I would definitely say for comic books are heavily skewed towards a male audience. That is their main demographic, and that's just kind of how it is. Of course, obviously, there are women who buy comic books, obviously, but there is an overwhelming majority of male men who that's the demographic. So, there's been more of a push towards, as Fonz was saying, a mass market, and now they are refocusing on the audience that actually built them up, which I think at the end of the day, I don't think there's anything wrong with media focusing on demographics, right? I'll give an example. Fight Club was definitely not made for a 4'11" black girl, okay? That movie did not have me in mind when it was being made, but that's still my favorite movie. You know what I'm saying? So just because a movie is designed to fit a certain demographic doesn't mean that it's only going to appeal to that demographic. And there's nothing wrong with it attempting to appeal to the one demographic. You know what I'm saying?
Art can appeal to anybody out there, despite who it's actually targeting. Like, honestly, because I even look at video game industry the same way. I see, you wouldn't be surprised. I see a lot of women out there who play video games, and they'll choose their character and put the sluttiest clothing on their own characters within games, worse than I would or something in a game. And I'm just like, wow. But it's just again, art appeals to everybody in different ways, and like it doesn't matter. You don't need to. When you try to make something for everyone, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work.
I mean, and also you got to think about it like this. At the end of the day, what matters is if it's good. If the quality is there, the
Facts.
people will come. It won't just have to appeal to one demographic. Take, for instance, that Barbie movie could not have made as much money as it did and had if it was just appealing to only women. But that is very much a movie about women. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that I think that there's nothing wrong with them wanting to refocus on a male audience. I think that's what they should have been doing in the first place, honestly speaking. But most importantly, I think they should have just been making something that was good. The focus should have been on making quality content, not trying to check boxes. Hate to say it.
Yeah, I really don't like that that last bullet point period will be refocused to a male skewing audience. How about you just make it what the source material was about that people enjoyed in the first place? Like the reason why it was a successful comic and Silk is a successful character is based upon what the way the character looked, her powers, her background and story, and the actual content of it. And if that was a male skewing in their eyes or whatever, then that's what it is. I don't know how many times I had gone to comic book stores for certain events and stuff and seen people cosplaying, and I'm seeing women wearing Silk's outfit. I've seen it a gazillion times, her and Spider-Gwen. That's not, and that's clearly their outfits are designed for the male gaze, but women are wearing that. So it's really kind of arrogant to assume that all women don't like that, but they like what you think they should like, and that you're going to take this IP and then modify it, change it to fit the idea of what you think all women should like. And this is why you're failing with all your movies now, because you're not really taking into account who likes this stuff, who's going to show up and be there to watch it. You're completely ignoring the people that made it popular to appeal to people that you don't even know care for it or even agree with you. It's silly and, again, arrogant for them to kind of think that way. That's why when I told you that I think them going this direction is still good, I believe the whole male skewing audience is probably culture crave. The people that talked about it kind of putting their opinion on it. But regardless of that, it should be, if you see that this is not going to work out, if you see that you're pushing this in a direction that's not going to win, especially after looking at the evidence of everything you've been doing for the past, 5 years, then make that change. Now, do I think it's going to be great? Probably not.
Probably not.
I don't know, but I just, if you recognize that you're leading yourself into another L, then at least attempt to try to do away with it. But we've seen this so much from Hollywood and the people who run these organizations.
Trash. Freaking trash.
Like freaking Ryan Reynolds had to break the law, take the demo of Deadpool and leak it himself in order for them to realize, people want to see this.
Oh, really?
They have no idea. Yeah, he and the director for the first Deadpool movie, they made that what blew up on the internet. It was they produced it just to kind of show Fox what the theme of what it was going to be like. Fox was like, this is far too violent, far too vulgar. I mean, but that's Deadpool. And it was just like, this has got to be rated R. We're not doing a rated R. So they said no. They illegally took it. They wouldn't admit it until years later, but they illegally took it, leaked it out on the internet right before a Comic-Con, and it blew up all over the internet. And people all across the world was demanding, we want to see this movie. You canceled this? Are you stupid? What's wrong with you? We want to see that. And they had no choice at that point.
Yeah, and it was great.
But to go forward and do it.
It blew the expectations out the water. The movie did fantastically fucking well for a rated R film, dude. And you know what? To Slow-Mo's point, I'm with you 100%. Just fucking follow the source material. We have discussed this many times. These fucking writers, these directors, they're arrogant. They're fucking arrogant. They think they can do better than the actual material. And then they do it, and it's a fucking bomb 9 times out of 10. So it's just kind of like, man, just follow the source material, adapt the thing that people fell in love with in the first place, and the audience will be there. That's why I love anime so fucking much, and Singer can attest to this. It's because they already have the storyboards with the fucking manga, dude. Just follow the fucking manga and make it into an anime, and it's going to be successful.
Yep.
There are some anime where they don't faithfully do the source material. Like they'll cut out certain chapters, or for example, there was one I was watching, I think last year, and I was reading the manga, and it was an absolute epic fight between these two characters. It was nowhere to be seen in the anime. I'm like, this is the highlight fight of the manga, and you didn't put it in the anime? What are you doing?
It's fucking bullshit, dude. And those series typically fucking fail because at least when it comes to anime fans, if something's some dog shit and it doesn't follow the source material, it's gonna be a failure. It's gonna be a fucking failure. Promise Neverland season 2. Tokyo Ghoul, God, Tokyo Ghoul, man. Tokyo Ghoul could have been on a level of fucking Demon Slayer if they had just adapted it properly. Fuck you, Studio Period. I fucking hate you. Okay, anyway, so what I'm saying is we can just move on from that and just end the show. So, Fonz, thank you so much for coming through, dude. We gotta talk more. I know that the 2-hour difference is tough, though. The 2-hour difference is definitely tough. Man. Especially with your shift and stuff. So, but
I don't have a shift. I was laid off almost 2 months ago.
Oh, you haven't found anything? Okay,
no.
Man, hit me up more.
Sucks.
Hit me up.
Yeah, definitely.
I got that fucking 9 to 5 CST though, but anytime after that, I'm down.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks so much for coming through.
Yeah, no, it was great. If you don't already know, I have a YouTube channel, Fonz Gaming. Check me out. Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern. I do my little show there, Games Talk Live. Me and Hargeet Chani, we talk about the, gaming and stuff just like Luca does here every week. So that's what we do tomorrow. Other than that, you can find me on Twitter at Fonz Gaming as well, where I probably won't read your tweets, but we can follow each other for me not to read them, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Autumn, baby cakes, baby girl, what's up?
I'm sorry that I've only been here for 2.2 seconds. But it was nice to hear Slow-Mo, Death Singer, Fonz, of course, and you looky here talking about video games. Hopefully next time if I join you guys, it'll be for a much longer discussion.
You're always welcome. You and
Fonz. Absolutely. But yeah, you guys want to follow me on Twitter, StowIAdAutumn. That's where I post all my game clip stuff and everything else I do on the internet, streaming, sim racing, whatever. I just want to talk with you guys. I do.
Yeah.
Twitch
and she has impeccable taste in games. Just want to throw that out there.
Thank you.
All right, so shout out to my boy Yobi, friend of the show, member for 30 months, saying #peace, love, life to the panel. Much love. What up, Autumn Boo?
What's up, Yobi?
I'm sorry, Autumn. I interrupted. Were you done?
No, I was just gonna say, I do stream on Twitch every single week. It's also linked on my Twitter, gamer tag, all that stuff is there.
All right, thank you so much for coming through. Slow-Momius.
Yo, good show. Had a good time as usual. Good to see Autumn. Good to see Fonz. It's okay to see the singer, Death's Finger, and of course,
Slow-Mo. Your taste in games is terrible.
Can I finish my outro saying Death's Finger? You keep your Death's Finger over there. Let me finish my outro, okay?
That better not catch on. There is no way that's
it's definitely catching on, man. That's it, man.
I like Death's Finger. I like that.
It's great, isn't it? Oh man, you should make an icon for it. You should be like the Grim Reaper giving people the finger, and this
wasn't that in the Souls game, Death's Finger? Something
I don't know. Was it Luca would know that? Is that in the Souls game, Luca?
Man, I don't fucking remember.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It is now.
She's getting old. She don't remember nothing.
I definitely don't fucking remember.
Enjoy your games. Have a great weekend, y'all. That's all I gotta say.
There was definitely things with fingers.
Well, yeah, with the multiplayer, right? With Elden Ring, you throw the finger up, and then I hated that, man.
Elden
That
Ring, the
crap.
finger. Yeah, that's what it was.
I was definitely being a Souls cuck arguing with you about that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, you were.
I definitely was.
I'm so
I don't
happy that you admit that now.
I don't regret
finally.
it though. I am a Souls.
Of course, you don't regret it.
Elden Ring was awesome, though. Come on.
Exactly. I am a From Software fucking fangirl. As you guys, I will repeat it for anyone who does not know. All right, I beat Dark Souls 3 4 times on PlayStation. Twice on Xbox, I believe. I beat Dark Souls. The first one I actually played it on PS3. Man, those fucking frame rate drops were pretty abysmal in Blighttown. And then I played the Dark Souls remaster on Xbox. I played Dark Souls 2 on PlayStation. And then I played Elden Ring. I got the plat for Elden Ring. So does Slow-Mo. And I also have the platinum for Bloodborne. I have the platinum for Demon Souls Remake. And then I'm at the very end of Elden Ring on Xbox because I was supposed to play it with Taz because he said he wanted to play it. So that's why I bought the fucking game on Xbox. Did we ever play together? No. But anyway, I'm at the end of the game for Xbox for Elden Ring. And Sekiro, I'm just missing one achievement. I beat that game 4 times or something. Sekiro's fucking amazing, by the way. But so yeah, FromSoft whore. All right. So yeah, was I cucking for Elden Ring? Yeah, I was.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime I had any criticism at all for that game, well, Slow-Mo, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Did you beat Dark Souls 2? I didn't think so. So I don't care. I'm just like,
I didn't want to hear shit from you. I'm gonna keep it real with you, okay? I waited until I beat the game, and I was like, okay, here are my criticisms for Elden Ring. And I was like, Slow-Mo, you can come to this criticism for Elden Ring podcast I did. And I think that you were valid in some of your criticism, but you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so shout out to Drav, who's been a member for 30 months, saying Death's finger, crying emoji. Okay, so go ahead, Singer. Thank you so much for being here. I always appreciate the fact that you're here, and you're usually the first one here, so thank you so much. I know that you stay up late to be here and you stay up late in general, but I appreciate you taking the time that you normally would use to game and hang out with your friends in Discord to come over here and give us your insight. So thank you so much.
Well, up, it's Death Finger. Doing my thing. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat. It was great to see you, Autumn, Forte, and Fonz. Shout out to Slow-Mo and his bad taste of games.
Excellent taste in games.
Okay. And you can see me adding more games to my backlog on Steam. And Slow-Mo is bad at games, and he has terrible taste.
He's not bad
at games. Wow.
Damn.
I did want to say
you can do a poll on that. That ain't true.
You don't have to do a poll. He's not bad at games, but okay. So I did want to say, I don't think anyone here is like bad at games. But I did want to say that I do like my ROG Ally. I installed Dishonored 1 from Steam, and then I also just so I could make sure I'm not fucking losing my mind.
I was gonna ask why. But
on the ROG Ally,
I'm not a fan of Dishonored at all.
First of all, you can take that Dishonored dislike somewhere else because Dishonored's a fucking amazing.
And I rage quit Sekiro.
That shit is
Yeah,
end the show. We got to end the show right now.
I loved it. I loved it until I got to a certain boss that just kicked my ass like 38 times. I don't even remember now. It's been so long.
Do you remember what it looked like, or?
I could probably look it up and tell you, but I just got so mad. It was like, I counted, it was like 38 times, and I was just like, okay, I'm done.
You had to get up for the 39th time, okay?
Yeah, but I did beat Bloodborne, and I did beat Elden Ring.
Nice. That's awesome. Sekiro is it's like following patterns. It's following patterns. I actually had the easiest time with Sekiro's combat compared to all of my other experiences with the FromSoft games. Like, that was probably like the easiest game for me, like combat wise.
I guess I like the chaotic mess of the other Souls games.
Yeah, I understand that. I remember Sekiro had this cool thing that they added later in which you could fight bosses over again. And once you learn like the pattern, like of course
then
all
FromSoft
games are about patterns, but like the patterns for Sekiro were so easy for me to understand, you know, after like I don't know. I really enjoy the rhythm of that game. Once I finally figured out how to do everything, I was actually watching some old gameplay.
You know, I would watch you
so
stream those Souls games just to see how well you do. Because
yeah, no, I mean, I definitely
I've told her to do that before. She doesn't listen to me.
I streamed some Demon Souls remake. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Lionel was there when I was streaming it. I was like, I kept fucking dying in world. What world was it? Like I think 4-2 or something. I think it was 4-2. But I can't 100% remember which one it was. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, Sekiro is fucking great. If I can find that
I
gameplay,
had an idea for you, Luca.
What's up, buddy?
Why didn't you do a no death challenge on your favorite Souls games?
Oh, because I wouldn't be able to achieve that. Like I'm not that good.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
I mean, everyone come witness the queen of Souls games, you know?
Oh, that's not even me. That's like I would say that's Erica.
Who's better?
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
I think you guys.
She definitely has
off.
a big face. She's definitely like I think Erica plays the PvP for the Souls games. Is that do you know that, Autumn?
I don't know. I know she plays all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she does the PvP for it. So I would say if she does, she's probably better at that than me. But yeah. I don't know. You know what? Erica hasn't played every Souls game, actually. So probably yeah, she's because she had motion sickness with Dark Souls, I believe. So
okay. Or you could 1v1 in Elden Ring because you can invade each other.
1v1. I wasn't talking about that, but yeah.
So
hey, I mean, you can 1v1 in Elden Ring, right?
Yeah, no, you definitely can. I had some fun with that. I remember when I was playing with
you know, there's a mod to be a death finger in that game too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you can actually be the finger.
I'm gonna name my next character that. It's
You should death finger. Yeah. I love it.
Erica definitely plays a lot of games. She streams them too. She's very into that. So you know, I don't know why you're pointing out the obvious, Lionel. It's not like I hide the fact that I only play very specific games. So all right, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Oh man.